Hey, I love elevators. They go up, they go down, they just go. Also, this list makes no sense. Have fun. Number 10 is the elevator in the Stonefang tunnels, also known as 2-1. The reason why I like this one so much is because the style of this elevator is pretty damn unique. Most of them require you to stand on a platform in order to activate. But you do have some exceptions, like this one, which is constantly in motion. You could say that it's the first of its kind, and you would be right. You know for a fact the ones in Blighttown and Raya Lucaria took inspiration from this one. One more reason as to why this elevator is so cool is because it leads to a primeval demon. Look man, I just want my colorless demon soul. Number 9. The second elevator in Melania's room. I know I'm not speaking for everyone when I say this, but I had no idea this elevator existed at all. I have vivid memories of being excited to finally get to Melania, so I didn't even bother with exploring the room before her boss arena. And because of that, I only discovered this elevator earlier this year. So what makes this one special? It's one of those elevators that loops all the way back to the very beginning of the area, very much reminiscent of the world design we see in Dark Souls 1. Is there any usefulness to it? Considering that this is Elden Ring, and you can freely teleport anywhere at any time, no, you're not gonna be getting much use out of it. It does lead you to the Mikolan Straight Sword, but other than that and the coolness factor, there's not a lot of benefits to this elevator. That said, I love it for what it is, and I need nothing else. Number 8. The Grand Cathedral elevator in Bloodborne. I love this one so much. So the door to it unlocks after you beat the Bloodstarved beast. Once you are finished with him, you can come here, go up the tower, and you can unlock Ludwig's Holy Blade, which is basically the Claymore of Bloodborne. Not only that, but this elevator also leads you to other places such as the Old Workshop. And if you get to the very bottom of the tower, you will see this Pyromancer beast. Mind you, this is the only one in the game, not counting Chalice dungeons, and you just end up killing it mercilessly for an item you are never gonna use. Now in my opinion, it absolutely deserves a spot on the list. While it may be a bit boring, we cannot deny the fact that it leads you to some amazing loot, somewhat fun areas, and most importantly, it allows you to murder an endangered species. Speaking of endangered species, the Twink Princess elevator. You might be wondering what's so special about this little elevator at the Grand Archives. That's right, nothing. I am not talking about this one. I am referring to the hidden little shortcut right before the boss door. I like this elevator for two big reasons: safety and the little secret that it boasts. The safety part is self-explanatory. In case you have to do a run back to the boss, and you might because these guys are actually pretty tough, you don't have to worry about running through any mobs like you would with any other elevator. Let's address the elephant in the room as well. Is it also slower than the other one? Yes, if you're willing to dodge through all the knights, then yeah, the Grand Archives elevator is the way to go. But I prefer not having to worry about any sort of enemy threat. Besides that, there's one more thing I love about this elevator. That's right, I am talking about the Titanite slab at the very bottom. It's one of those elevators that has two platforms that you can get on, and it's also one of the most rewarding ones too. I will say, there is another one that is way better than this one, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. And number 6 is the Divine Tower of Caelid elevator. This one might be surprising, especially given the fact that this area is notorious for being so unpleasant to traverse through. But it's worth it for the reward that you get out of it. As soon as the elevator ride ends, you will be greeted by one of the best views in the entirety of Elden Ring. This view is just the embodiment of scale. I am one of those people who absolutely loves just how massive Elden Ring is, Now yes, I do think it might be a little too big at times. I'm looking at you, mountaintops, I hate you. But I still love the sheer scale of this game, and this view right here reminds me of all the little adventures I have in Caelid. In a weird way, it's kind of like a scrapbook, filled with pictures taken in your youth. You end up discovering it again after 10 years, and now all the memories are coming back to you. It's great. Beyond that, this elevator takes you back to the place where you activate the Great Rune of Radon, who is undoubtedly the greatest character in all of Elden Ring, and nothing will ever change that. Okay, never mind. By the way, did y'all see this? They turned Radon into a mug. A freaking mug! Thank you, Dark Souls. Now then, we are halfway through the list, and I think that the upcoming elevators are gonna be very predictable, but that's okay. We're still gonna have fun talking about them and reminiscing about how great they are. Number 5 is the Ringed City Inner Wall Elevator. So obviously it's a shortcut, and a good one at that. I enjoy fighting Half-Light, and it's always a good time just goofing around online. And because of this elevator, the run back ain't half bad. But that's not the reason why it's so high up. One thing I love about it is the little secret path that you can go into that leads to the Chlorenti Ring and also Dark Guitar Midir, who many consider to be the best dragon fight in the FromSoft universe. In short, secret boss, secret path, good shortcut, good elevator. Number 4 might upset some people, but I really like it because of how goofy it is. Of course it's gonna be the Earthen Peak elevator that leads to Iron Keep. I will try to wrap this up as quickly as possible, but in short, the reason why this elevator wins a spot in my heart is because of the meme culture that's around it. So this is the base of Earthen Peak, yeah? You don't see anything in the sky, but then you take this elevator and all of a sudden you're in Mordor. How does this make sense? To this day, I don't know, but that won't stop me from loving it. Number 3 is the Siofra River elevator. Earlier in the video, I mentioned scale and how important that really is to Elden Ring. I will always stand by that statement, and the big reason for that is because of this elevator. I remember back during the release of Elden Ring, it was actually a lot of fun just going around, not really being productive, just, killing stuff. It was great, it was enjoyable. Then, at some point, I find the map, and I thought to myself this was the entire thing, right? So you can imagine just how shocked I was when I find out that there's also an underground section. It was crazy, dude. You know what's even funnier? This elevator ride feels like forever, but it's actually a pretty short one. I might have to talk about the longest elevator ride one day. Anyway, I think we all can agree that this is a fantastic elevator. I mean, there's a reason why there's a YouTube compilation of people reacting to this elevator. It's insane. Number 2, the Shrine in the Old Hunters DLC. I really love this one. So first of all, you need an item to activate it. And that item is none other than the eye pendant you get from Lawrence. So far, it's just a regular elevator with a key. But hold on! What happens if you go back to it while the shrine is at the top level? That's right. You will find Lawrence's skull, which then unlocks the boss fight against him. And wait, we're not done yet. Because underneath this section of the elevator you also have the church cannon, which is, to be fair, a pretty fun weapon to use. So basically, you activate it, which then leads to 2 secrets, one of which is a boss, and the other one is a weapon. Not only that, but visually this is the coolest elevator we have. I am sorry, but if it wasn't for the number 1 spot, this would easily be the best elevator in all of Soulsborne. But well, the number 1 exists for a reason. The Firelink Shrine on that Parish elevator. This right here, in my opinion, is the pinnacle of Dark Souls 1's world design. It's just perfect in every way. It takes you back to the hub area. It serves as a shortcut to traverse through the world, and God knows you're gonna need it, especially when you go from Blighttown all the way to Sense Fortress. And on top of that, There's also a secret pathway from this elevator that leads you all the way back to the undead asylum. Besides that, there is one more reason why it stands out for me, and it's because you have two elevators in one. While one of them is up, the other one is down, so you essentially have no downtime if you want to take it. You know you're deep in it when you get off an elevator, only to step on the plate once again to send it back in case you die. Well, guess what? You don't have to do that here. Also, did this happen to anybody else? You are peacefully coming out of Blighttown. You go into New London ruins, and you want to go back up to Firelink, but you forgot that the elevator's platform is at the top, and so you fall down and die a pitiful death. Yeah, well, in this case, you don't have to worry about something like that happening, because let's say that you do fall. You're gonna end up in another safe area, and guess what? It's also filled with a bunch of early game loot. It's amazing. God, I love this game. Anyway, that's my list for the best elevators. I hope you enjoyed it, and I want to say I hope you will have many great days ahead of you. I also want to say thank you to Strawberry Calcite for helping me make this. I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, this is it for me today, and I will see you again soon. Take care, everybody.
You may rest here too, if you like.